Dear friends, I'm Dr. David. For more than 30 years working in health and nutrition for people over 50, I've watched thousands of men and women enter a stage of life where their bodies begin to speak to them in ways their 30s never did. I remember one of my patients, Linda, age 57. During her checkup, she looked at me and said, "Doctor, I eat less than I used to. I exercise regularly, but somehow the weight just keeps going up. Every morning when I look in the mirror, I see a different woman, tired, slower, and a little sad." Maybe you felt that way too, haven't you? After 50, everything seems to change. Your body slows down, sleep becomes lighter, and just one late dinner can make the scale rise the next morning. But here's the truth. It's not your fault. It's your metabolism, that inner fire, quietly burning lower with time. When we were young, our bodies worked like brand new engines, burning fuel fast, recovering easily. But as we age, that fire begins to dim. Muscles shrink, fat starts to build around the belly, hips, and thighs. And slowly that shift doesn't just affect how you look. It touches your heart, your joints, and even your spirit. A study from Harvard University found that gaining just 5% of your body weight after age 50 can double your risk of heart disease and diabetes. But here's the good news. Your body can still change. I've seen many of my patients do it. No harsh dieting, no weight loss pills, simply by understanding their bodies and choosing the right foods. And that's exactly what I want to share with you today. There are fruits, simple, natural, that contain powerful compounds to burn fat, protect your muscles, and reignite the youthful energy within you. They're not overnight miracles. They're gentle companions that help your body return to balance, the balance it once knew so well. So I want you to imagine this. One morning you wake up, look in the mirror, and feel light. No heaviness, no fatigue. Just you, full of energy, alive, and at peace with yourself. And that journey, my friends, might just begin with one piece of fruit a day. Fruit number 1, grapefruit, the friend that rekindles your metabolic fire. You know, there are mornings when I start my day with half a grapefruit, not because it's some kind of miracle food, but because it makes me feel like I'm gently waking up my body in the smartest, most natural way. I remember one of my patients, Thomas, a 62-year-old retired engineer. When he came to see me, he said, "Doctor, I don't get it. The less I eat, the easier I gain weight. I don't feel like my body's burning anything anymore." I smiled and told him, "Thomas, your metabolic fire is still there. It's just sleeping. And sometimes all it needs is a little spark. And that spark sometimes comes from a grapefruit." Grapefruit contains a special compound called naringenin, a natural flavonoid that helps stabilize insulin levels. When your insulin is balanced, your body no longer stores fat out of panic. In other words, grapefruit helps your system return to its natural rhythm of burning energy, the way it used to when you were 30. I know many people over 50 often skip breakfast or just grab a cup of coffee and rush into the day. But I want you to try this. Start your morning with half a fresh grapefruit about 15 minutes before your meal. You'll feel lighter, less hungry, and more importantly, you'll awaken your metabolism. I'll never forget. A month later, Thomas came back smiling and said, "Doctor, I can't believe it. I've lost 6 pounds, and I didn't even diet. I just added grapefruit to my mornings," I told him. "That's right, Thomas. Grapefruit isn't magic, but it's the beginning of something positive. Science confirms this too. Eating grapefruit regularly can reduce fat buildup in the liver, improve digestion, and increase fat metabolism. But beyond the science, there's something else. A feeling of freshness, clarity, and renewal that sets the tone for your entire day. I want you to imagine this. It's morning. Soft sunlight filters through your window. You sit at your table, slice open a grapefruit, and the bright citrus aroma fills the air. You take one small spoonful. It's tangy, refreshing, alive. Your body wakes up, not from caffeine, but from nature itself. And I truly believe, if you want to start your weight loss journey after 50, grapefruit should be your very first breakfast companion. A single grapefruit, Small, simple, but powerful enough to reignite the sleeping fire within you. Fruit number 2. Blueberries, small in size, mighty in power. My dear friends, there are moments in medicine that never stop amazing me. How the smallest things can hold the greatest power. Blueberries are one of those miracles. I still remember Margaret, a 64-year-old retired teacher I once treated. She said to me, "Doctor, I've been trying to lose weight by cutting out everything sweet, but I just feel tired, drained, and foggy all day." I smiled and asked her, "Margaret, have you ever tried adding just a handful of blueberries to your breakfast?" She laughed. "I thought sweet fruits would make me gain weight." That's a common misunderstanding, especially after 50. The truth is, blueberries may taste sweet, but what makes them special isn't the sugar, it's their powerful antioxidants, called anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give blueberries their deep purple-blue color, and they help prevent the formation of new fat cells while improving insulin sensitivity. That's incredibly important for people in midlife, when the body becomes more insulin-resistant and prone to belly fat. I told Margaret, blueberries aren't just fruit. They're nature's way of calming inflammation, balancing your energy, and protecting your memory. And sure enough, 2 months later, she came back looking brighter, more radiant. She said, "Doctor, I don't know what happened. I feel clearer, I sleep better, and I just don't crave sweets like before." I smiled and said, "That's the quiet magic of nature. Sometimes one handful of blueberries can change the rhythm of your entire day." Studies from the University of Maine have shown that eating blueberries daily can reduce belly fat, improve blood circulation, and enhance memory in older adults. What I love most about them is how they help your body burn fat gently, not through extremes or stress, but in harmony with nature. Now imagine this. In the morning, you add a handful of blueberries to your Greek yogurt, sprinkle a few walnut slices on top. The deep purple blends into the creamy white, like a little painting of freshness. You take your first spoonful. The sweet tang meets your tongue, soft and bright, like a summer morning. Your body thanks you for it. Every cell feels recharged, alive again. You see, the real power of blueberries lies in their patience and consistency. They don't make you drop weight in a week, but they help your body find balance, day by day, bit by bit. And sometimes that's the most sustainable form of weight loss. Gentle, natural, and truly lasting. Fruit number 3. Apple. Staying full, balancing sugar, and managing weight. My dear friends, I often tell my patients, if there's one fruit that was truly made to walk alongside us through life, it's the apple. I remember meeting Robert for the first time. He was 59, a retired engineer, a little overweight, always carrying a bottle of soda in his hand. He said, "Doctor, I've tried every diet out there, keto, low carb, intermittent fasting, but I'm always hungry, craving sweets, and somehow I end up right back where I started." I smiled and told him, "Robert, maybe what you need isn't another strict diet. Maybe you just need a friend that keeps you full a little longer." Then I handed him an apple. People are often surprised when I tell them to eat an apple every day. But apples contain a remarkable nutrient, soluble fiber called pectin, that slows digestion and stabilizes blood sugar. What that means is simple. When you eat an apple, your body feels satisfied for longer, your sugar cravings fade, and you avoid those midday energy crashes that make you reach for snacks or more coffee. I explained to Robert that pectin works like a gentle filter in your gut, helping slow the absorption of sugar and bad cholesterol. It protects your heart and reduces visceral fat around your organs. A few weeks later, he returned, his eyes brighter than before. "Doctor," he said, "it's amazing. All I did was swap my afternoon cookies for an apple. And now I feel lighter, my sugar cravings are gone, and I even sleep better." I nodded and said, "That's because an apple doesn't just nourish your body, it nourishes your habits." You see, sometimes your body doesn't need big changes, just small, consistent ones that move in the right direction. So instead of bottled apple juice loaded with sugar, eat a fresh apple, skin and all if you can. That thin layer of skin holds antioxidants that reduce inflammation, improve memory, and slow cellular aging. Now imagine this. It's a quiet morning. You step out onto your porch, holding a crisp apple in your hand. You take a bite, that gentle sweetness mixed with a light tartness, the cool juice awakening your senses. In that moment, you're not just eating a fruit, you're feeding your body with simplicity, with balance, with life itself. As I always tell my patients, an apple a day doesn't just keep the doctor away, it brings you closer to yourself. And perhaps on this journey to reclaim your health after 50, that's the most important thing of all, returning to what's simple, natural, and truly good for you. Fruit number 4, avocado, healthy fats, strong muscles. My dear friends, after decades of working with patients over 50, I've noticed something interesting. So many people are afraid of fat. The moment they hear the word fat, they think of weight gain, high cholesterol, or heart disease. But the truth is, not all fats are bad, and when chosen wisely, healthy fats can become your best ally for losing weight and building strength. I remember George, a 61-year-old former soldier. When he came to see me, he said, "Doctor, I exercise regularly and eat very little fat, but I feel weaker. I'm losing muscle, and I'm tired all the time." I asked him, "George, do you ever eat avocados?" He looked surprised. "Avocados? I thought they were too fatty." I smiled and said, "Yes, they are, but it's the kind of fat your body desperately needs." Avocados contain oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat that helps reduce inflammation, burn visceral fat, and protect the heart. They're also rich in potassium, magnesium, and vitamin E, 3 key nutrients that support muscle strength, regulate blood pressure, and improve sleep quality. I told him, if you want your body to grow stronger, let fat be your fuel, not your enemy. George took my advice. Every morning he started his day with half an avocado, a boiled egg, and a slice of whole grain bread. 3 months later, he came back standing taller, his voice full of energy. "Doctor," he said, "I've lost nearly 9 pounds. But what's amazing is how much stronger I feel. I sleep better, and I have more stamina when I work out." I smiled. "That's because you've given your body the right kind of fuel." Avocado doesn't just help you lose weight. It nourishes your muscles, which are the very thing we start to lose after 50. You see, after 50, the body can lose up to 1 to 2% of muscle mass each year if it's not properly nourished. And muscles aren't just about strength. They keep your metabolism alive, burning fat even when you rest. Avocados, with their plant-based protein and healthy fats, are the perfect fuel for that process. Now imagine a simple, peaceful breakfast. Half a ripe avocado, creamy and soft, paired with a slice of boiled egg and a pinch of sea salt. You take a bite. The mild, buttery flavor melts on your tongue. It's satisfying, clean, and guilt-free. That's how you love your body, through small, intelligent choices. I always tell my patients, don't fear fat, fear living without energy. Because after 50, what you need isn't extreme restriction. It's smart balance. And the avocado is one of the best examples of that balance. Fruit number 5, papaya. Gentle cleansing, easy digestion, and natural fat burning. My dear friends, of all the fruits I've ever recommended to my patients, papaya is the one that surprises them most. It's not flashy, it doesn't demand attention, yet quietly it brings the body back into a beautiful state of balance, especially after 50. I remember Evelyn, a 70-year-old woman from Florida whom I cared for over many years. She always had a kind smile, but each visit began with the same sigh. "Doctor, I eat carefully, I really do, but my stomach still feels bloated, my digestion is slow, and I'm always tired." I asked her, "Evelyn, do you ever eat papaya?" She laughed. "Oh, only when I'm vacationing in Hawaii." I smiled and said, "Then you've been missing one of nature's simplest gifts." You see, papaya contains a special enzyme called papain, a natural compound that helps break down protein and support healthy digestion. When your digestive system runs smoothly, your body absorbs nutrients better, reduces bloating and fatigue, and releases toxins more efficiently. In other words, papaya doesn't just make your stomach feel lighter, it helps your body burn fat more effectively because your energy is no longer stuck in your gut. I often tell my patients, a healthy digestive system is the foundation of sustainable weight loss. You can't lose weight if your gut is exhausted, and papaya, in its gentle way, restores that inner balance. After a month of eating papaya every morning, Evelyn returned. Her face looked brighter, her belly smaller. But what touched me most was when she said, "Doctor, I feel like I'm 10 years younger. My body feels light again, and my mind feels calm." I smiled. That's because you've cleansed not only your body, but your spirit as well. Papaya is also rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, and powerful antioxidants that boost collagen, keeping your skin and muscles firm. When combined with good hydration and restful sleep, papaya doesn't just help you lose fat, it helps you glow from within. Now I want you to imagine this: a quiet morning. You slice open a ripe papaya. Its golden orange color glows like the sunrise. You take a slow bite. It's sweet, delicate, like the warmth of early morning sunlight. You feel your stomach relax, your body lighten, and in that simple moment, you realize you're not just eating, you're nourishing yourself. And that's what I always remind my patients. Papaya isn't dessert, it's healing. From the inside out, gentle but powerful. Because sometimes miracles don't come from what's strongest, but from what's most tender. 5 fruits to limit, the healthy choices that quietly cause weight. Gain, my dear friends, after many years in medicine, I've realized something important. People don't always gain weight because they eat too much, but often because they eat the wrong kinds of foods they believe are healthy, especially fruit. I know that sounds surprising. Fruit is natural, right? It's supposed to be healthy. But here's the truth. Some fruits contain so much natural sugar that your body reacts as if you just ate a slice of cake. I remember Susan, one of my patients, 55 years old, disciplined and determined. No sweets, no soda, just fruits and salads. But her weight never seemed to budge. When I asked her what she ate each day, she said, "I usually have some grapes, a mango, and a ripe banana." I smiled gently and said, "You're not wrong for choosing fruit, but your body might be getting more sugar than you think. You see, grapes, mangoes, ripe bananas, durian, and dried fruits, though delicious, can be the sweet saboteurs of your weight loss journey. Just one small bowl of grapes can contain the same amount of sugar as 2 teaspoons of refined sugar. A ripe banana, soft and sweet, is packed with fructose. It spikes your blood sugar and then drops it quickly, leaving you hungry again. Mangoes? They're like nature's candy, fragrant and rich. But once your metabolism slows after 50, that sugar easily turns into belly fat. And durian? Oh, I know many of you love it. But just 2 small segments can add more than 300 calories. The worst, though, are dried fruits. They're tiny, chewy, sweet, and easy to overeat. But that's the sugar trap. A handful can have as much sugar as an entire can of soda. When I explained this to Susan, she paused and said softly, "Doctor, I guess I've been slowing down my own progress with the very things I thought were good for me." I nodded. "It's okay. Understanding your body is the first step to healing it." She began replacing grapes with blueberries, ripe bananas with green apples, and only enjoyed mangoes occasionally. 3 months later, she had lost nearly 13 pounds, still eating well, never starving, never suffering. Here's what I want you to remember. Nature is never wrong, but our bodies change, and we must learn to listen differently after 50. Fruit is a wonderful gift, but not every fruit is right for every body at every age. Choose the ones that keep your energy steady, your blood sugar stable, and stay mindful of those that are too sweet for their own good. Because sometimes to feel lighter, you don't need to give up everything. You just need to let go of a little bit. My dear friends, if you've stayed with me until now, there's something I truly want to say from the heart. Losing weight after 50 isn't a battle. It's a journey back home, back to your own body, patient, resilient, and waiting for you to listen again. In more than 30 years of practice, I've met thousands of people. Some came to me because of heart disease, some because of diabetes, and some simply because they no longer recognized the person staring back at them in the mirror. But I've watched their eyes begin to brighten when they finally understood this truth. Your body has never betrayed you. It's only been sending a quiet call for help. and you have the power to help it heal. I've always believed that food is the language your body understands best. Every bite, every choice is a whisper between you and yourself. When you choose grapefruit instead of pastries, blueberries instead of sugary juice, an apple instead of snacks, or half an avocado with breakfast, you're telling your body, I still care about you. I want you healthy, light, and full of life. And your body will respond, not through miracles, not overnight, but through the quiet transformations you'll begin to feel each day. A deeper night's sleep, easier breaths, a calmer mind. That's what real change looks like. I once told a patient, don't count the pounds you lose, count the mornings you wake up without exhaustion. Because health isn't measured by a number on the scale. It's found in how fully you feel alive each day. So if you're ready to begin, start small. Half a grapefruit in the morning, a handful of blueberries as a snack, an apple instead of something sweet, half an avocado for breakfast, a few slices of papaya in the evening. There's no perfect diet, only healthy habits, built with patience and kindness toward yourself. My dear friends, if this video has given you even a spark of hope or inspiration, please like, share it with someone who might need these words, and subscribe so we can walk this journey together. Because after 50, we're not chasing perfection, we're simply finding peace again within our own bodies. And sometimes that journey begins with just one piece of fruit a day.